If you're a lifelong learner like me, you explore a lot of content, you consume a lot of stuff over on YouTube, a lot of different avenues, but you also do read books, and I choose to enjoy hardcover books. I know a lot of people do these on Audible. Today, we're going to be looking at the 7 money lessons from the book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Now, of course, this book, guys, I believe is about 25 years old, but it is still a fundamental read for a majority of you if you have not explored it. When it comes to finances, when it comes to money management, when it comes to investing, this is one of those books that is going to be there forever because it kind of lays the groundwork for a lot of individuals. And personally, I think this is a book that people need to read, let's say middle school, high school, to really get an understanding and get a kind of a financial basis that is outside of the educational system. Let's go ahead and take a look at these money lessons, guys. With number 1, the rich have money work for them. Now, again, thinking big picture, it is fundamentally a different way to think of finances and a different way to think of things. The poor and the middle class are in the rat race. Now, we see this a lot, guys. You go to work, you pay bills, you buy things, you go back to work to pay for the things you bought. This is where they're stuck in the rat race, and this is the never-ending cycle that we see. We are not fundamentally taught in school to be entrepreneurs, to take fear, to make rash decisions. There's a whole genre that is kind of playing it safe, and that is the way they are built. Meanwhile, in this, the rich often have businesses that don't require them to even be there to go ahead and grow. They're continuous and constant life learners, and the education never stops, guys. They don't let emotional ties, including fear, really take control of them, and they just power through it. And also having a lack of knowledge and greed is really important, guys. Making sure they understand exactly how life is, honestly. And again, on a big picture, it took me an incredible amount of time to really learn this. Now, number 2, it's not about how much money you make, it's about how much money you keep. This is huge, guys. Cash flow is king for a majority of people. So when you think of your paycheck and then you pay your liabilities or you pay your expenses, whatever you have left at the end of the month is what you get to keep. Now, this is the part, guys, where your money, paying off your expenses, paying off those credit card debts, paying off the auto loans, making sure you're paying and eliminating that debt is going to give you more money to keep. With that more money, it gives you more opportunities. It is going to give you the ability to, get into business, to buy real estate, to buy stocks, bonds, notes, royalties, even continuing education where you can pay for school, you can pay for certificates, you can even pay for content, courses, books, whatever it may be, guys. Keeping that money in your pocket is going to make a big difference at the end of the day. And again, fundamentally in the education system, it is not something that we are taught at all. Number 3, focus on the asset column, not your income statement. This is super important, guys, that you want to bring things in your life that are going to have value. Now, we talked about this in the last frugal video. When it comes to buying things that have value or buying things that have quality versus the quantity or buying things that have value, you have to make sure, guys, that things you are purchasing are going to be an asset. It is something that is not going to take away from you. So when we look at a lot of things, including cars are one of the absolute biggest depreciating items that we do see in America. Now, a lot of people buy very expensive cars. Within the first 5 years, they roughly lose almost 50% of the value of a car. Now, if you're buying a used car, of course, because you do need transportation, buying a used car is already going to eat a lot of that depreciation that we see in those first couple of years, making it a much better value and a much cheaper payment overall. Rich people buy luxuries that last. Poor people buy luxuries to look like the rich people. And again, a big takeaway from this book, guys, acquire the assets that you love. If you don't love it, don't take care of it. Don't spend your money for it. Number 4, the rich are not taxed. This, again, is something that I had to learn with time. So the rich create companies and corporations that kind of shield some of the money that is being taxed. Now, again, me personally, I have a company that supports YouTube and a company, it is a S Corp LLC that does run everything through YouTube. So any of their ad revenue, anything that I actually earn from YouTube is run through a corporation. I have, of course, all of the income coming in, then taking out all of those expenses, making sure the accounting, the investing, and making sure that my tax advisor stays abreast to everything that we put. So when we get new microphones, when we get new cameras, new lights, anything of that nature that pertains specifically to YouTube, it is something that I can remove and really write off as a business because they are things that are used for YouTube and the content creation that we do here. Number 5, it is not smart It's not the smart who get ahead, but the broad. This again is a very important, guys. What holds us back is a degree of self-doubt, and a majority of us do have this. The single most powerful asset you have is your mind. When it's well trained, it has no limits, guys. And it is very, very true. Having guts, taking risk, there has to be a point where you get out of kind of that safe zone. Again, exactly where we're kind of taught to be. And that could be looking for a new career, moving into a new field. There could be a lot of things that you're missing out on that are opportunities. You need to really sit down and have the guts, take the risk to make the change. Number 6, work to learn, don't work for money. This, again, fundamentally, if I'd have known this when I was 18, 20, 25, even 30, guys, seek a job that you're willing to learn from. It is more important than the money. And again, I can say this on a big picture scale. And this, again, is something that I've really looked at. When you're looking to gain skills, when you're looking to gain experience, when you're looking to be a professional in your industry, even if you're taking a little bit less money, overall, when you get further down the road, you're going to be making a lot more money. Most of the people, 5-fold, 10-fold more money, because you have all of the experience under your belt, meaning that you're going to take, a job that might not be ideal, that is going to teach you exactly what you're going to do. Now, I know some people that, wanted to go into the trades, took, an apprenticeship, things of that nature, where they made little or no money at a certain point, to learn the trade, to learn from the great, kind of like an understudy, spending their time and their effort to gain the knowledge without the monetary factor, to only, again, in the future, be much more well set off than they ever were. Some people are only one skill away from great wealth. Again, another quote there. And the final one here, guys, number 7, which I love, and I will tell you about this. Number 7 is choose your hero. Now, heroes do more than inspire us. They kind of lead us. They make a lot of things look early and easy. And of course, guys, my hero that I've always loved, always looked up to is Warren Buffett, guys. Coming from, a very place, a really big place where, investing wasn't a focus, monetary value wasn't a focus. It was literally the 9-to-5 job, had one job, moving to a second job just to make ends meet, to pay the bills. Seeing the ability and understanding investments, I have learned an incredible amount from Warren Buffett. And really, a lot of the sayings that he has, a lot of the teachings, I have followed him in a lot of different avenues. Very, very influential when it comes to the investing side of it, guys. And again, really understanding that it is the time that you're in the market. It is not timing the market. If you're doing and purchasing stocks, if you're purchasing really anything that is a growing asset, over time, the value is going to grow there, especially when you start looking, again, ETFs, when you look at the stock market. Investing in companies over the 10, 20, 30-year period is going to be a game changer when it comes to finances and the amount of money that you can actually make within the market. That's the reason why we set it up before. Like, if you guys have watched some of the investment videos, we're putting $1,000 into the market every single week, guys, really stocking up that entire portfolio. Then you compound it on with the growth factor. Then you put the dividends on there, and then you put for the next 5 to 10 years. It is going to be an absolute game changer when it comes to retirement planning. So guys, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, absolutely. I got a link down below from Amazon. I'm going to drop the book in there so you guys can check it out. Let me know in the comments what you guys think, and I'll catch you in the next video.